Okay. Hello, everyone. Frank DeTizio, for anyone that didn't actually get that name earlier. This story took place about 15 years ago. It concerns a friend of mine, dear friend, one of my oldest friends, Kevin. And I need to give a little bit of background on the story before I actually tell it. He went through a rough period at that point. The woman he was living with left him, moved to Versailles, France, for a magazine opportunity of a lifetime. He decided not to go. 2 weeks later, he lost his job at the company that her sister was part owner on, so it was like he was not in a good mood mentally. So when she left, they didn't have any children, but they had one of those bulldogs, Winnie the bulldog. And if anybody's ever seen a bulldog, I know I'm sure there's animal lovers in the audience here. It's like that kind of bulldog. Okay. Very homely creatures, but apparently they're very affectionate. In addition to being affectionate, because of the massive inbreeding over all the centuries, they have a lot of genetic defects. One of which is this gland in their anus called the anal sac. And apparently what happens is it clogs up, like a pimple or whatever you want to call it, and it builds. And what this gland does is it actually puts the dog shit smell on dog shit. And that's how they, I guess, identify themselves in a while or whatever. But anyway, so being a conscientious dog owner, this is the only thing in the world now that is actually returning love to him and vice versa. The therapy is you have to actually insert your thumb and finger and gently massage this thing, this gland, which is infected and all this other stuff. So, and apparently there's a lot of smell involved too. So he wouldn't do it in the house; he would do it in his yard. And he lived out in the suburbs, in this like sort of semi-secluded little backyard. So the story goes, the dog is in the backyard being massaged, making this ungodly noise, like pleasure or pain type thing. So one of the neighbors looks out, and lo and behold, there's Kevin with this big rubber glove and his hand halfway up his dog's ass. He's going, now, mind you, this guy's been depressed. He's like the most voted person most likely to come home with an AK-47 and like shoot the neighbors and stuff to begin with. So they call the police. The police show up, and the officer looks through the hedges, and again sees my friend Kevin with this big rubber glove, and the hand sticking up the dog's ass beside it with the dog going, draws his weapon. There's this whole big confrontation. Apparently the guy was a big animal lover. And so he's, oh, no. They had to call the vet, verify this was the therapy and all this other stuff. The name of this story is the time my friend Kevin almost got arrested for having anal sex with his dog. Thank you.